there, everybody. It's that time again. On this particular video blog channel, I do tarot readings, that's right, and you can request your own to be included in the show, which I try and get out every single week. Yes, I know sometimes I take a bit of a break here and there, but I am only human and I've got my own schedule, and life can get a bit hectic once in a while, as I'm sure you can understand. But the bottom line, for those of you who are new to the channel, and there are one or two people who are new viewers, this is where you can go to get a free tarot reading. Tarot reading is what I do for a living. I'm also branching out into other things such as life coaching, therapeutic coaching, and it has many other names as well, but I'm still going along those routes, as well as doing basically this same work as a professional entertainer, stroke diviner, stroke counselor, stroke therapist, stroke all kinds of things, okay, all rolled into one big, soft, fluffy, friendly ball, which is of course myself, the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch. The way in which you can request a reading is to send me through an email to the email address nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, including your first name, your date of birth, a bit of basic background. Don't send me War and Peace, nothing too long, okay, so I've got loads to get through. And then of course your question, and I'll do the best that I can to answer it. No questions about pregnancy, medical matters, or childbirth, okay? There are a few other minor issues I don't feel totally comfortable with, so if I haven't included you, then maybe there could be a reason for that, okay? But I will try and, get you included, send it through via email, nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and that will automatically add you to the rota, and then you'll be able to view your reading within the show. Stay subscribed, carry on, rating, commenting, sharing the videos all over the internet, because essentially that's really rather cool. That makes the show have greater reach, and means that I can actually spend time helping other people. But do remember, this show is the only place where I do free tarot readings. I don't do it via Keen or LifePerson, okay? If you're on Keen.com, once every 3 months I might send you a free minute once in a while here and there as a special treat, but essentially that's not something I do all the time and every single day. So actually, to be included in this show is actually a privilege, okay, because I don't provide it all the time. But let's crack on with the first few readings. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this show during Easter weekend. So if I haven't already said it, already mentioned it via any other service you've seen me on, quite frankly, happy Easter, and I hope you don't get indigestion because of all the chocolates you'll be getting through. Hello, T would like a reading about B. If you're new to this channel, I will be very happy to, use any form of extra name or alias you want to give me when talking about you on the show. Some people want to remain anonymous, and I think that's quite understandable. So I'll have a quick look. Standard relationship reading, 8 cards, you know the score. Always 2 for you, then 2 for your partner, 1 for the nature of the relationship between the two of you, and then 3 more for short-term, mid-term, and long-term future. Now, the forces between the two of you, you've seen this one before, 6 of Swords, okay. That's thought, that's your reasoning ability, okay? That's trying to be objective to a complex situation. Something about this is telling me you're getting your heart very, very heavily involved at this particular time. Now, it's not a new relationship, you've known this person for a while, I'm aware of that, okay? But it looks like this is a new phase, a new stage. But I'm getting a bit of a feeling of there being some distance between the two of you right now, meaning that it feels rather uncomfortable. He's not giving you quite the right quality of closure. As I expand the reading on both your side and his side of things, I mean, on your side of things, we've got some negativity. That's what I was feeling there before, okay? But also a bit of a sense that this could be the individual, okay? This could be the one who could provide you that nice, solid, well-grounded, well-founded, stable connection. But, you're not really seeing the behaviour from him. So you're having to look inwardly. You're having to do your planning and preparing yourself to make sure, the whole longer-term future works out. But on his side of things, the energy there is not too bad. Still, this overhanging feeling of he's got to make some big decision is there. I don't feel he's made that decision as of yet. So this is still a rather difficult time for yourself, but his heart appears to be with you. That's why we got the signs relating to passion and the feeling of victory just being there. So it's still a rather difficult time in a good connection which has got problems, if you get my drift, okay? Progression, short-term, mid-term, long-term, future, that's the way it's coming out in this particular spread. Long-term future, nice strong coin card, re-echoing the coin card on your side of things, okay? So that's actually a very positive thing. And what did it mean on your side of things? Stability and strength. But it's also a very strong female significator. No matter how long this relationship goes on for, you will still have to be the one who will take charge, okay? Progression on from there, something miraculous, bit of a turn in the right direction, and an end to a feeling of loneliness and isolation. So there is still something there, but it's also really rather confusing in the here and now, but it can work itself out with the passage of time. You've got a good connection there. Mark and Keith, here we go. We'll do this one next, shall we? Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. Okay. So this is from the login name Sadhu. Let's see what the reading says for you. I've done it again, haven't I? I'm a poet and I don't know it. Standard 8 card relationship reading. Now, essentially, your main question is it really worth it? You know, should you really carry on with this? Obviously, as you said it yourself, you're dealing with someone who is shy, someone who's fearful. What is dominating the fear issues? I think for the more complex aspects, I think we'll have to discuss that one-on-one over the internet and telephone, maybe. Okay. Links down there in the information section, and you can use that if you wish to get on the phone. Also, as this is a complex situation, maybe you might actually want to use my love letter writing service, because that's essentially something which can be useful to help you to reach out, to do some of the thinking about the right words to reach out, okay, when the time comes. Energy between yourself and this individual, very strong on the love side of things. Slight feeling of bitterness, that's why it's come through reversed. It's still quite warm, still quite powerful, still quite passionate. There is still something there, but it's just not quite totally on mark, so to speak. There's just something just not quite right. Yes, I do feel that shyness or anxiety is a main thing there. That's what's causing the interference and lack of balance. You're dealing with someone who's got a few issues. You discuss whether it could possibly be due to intimacy and fear of that sort of things. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little more complex, possibly even to do with identity and role in the connection. So there's lots of little issues going on here. On your side of things, you're looking out for the bolt from the blue. You've got the feeling of affection with this individual. You need to start working on calming it down. It all feels very emotionally intense, this one. You know, it's just like, it's just quite a bit of electricity in the background, which means it's going to be difficult for both of you. Alright, difficult for both of you to reach out, find that meeting point, and try and overcome the difficulties. But the reading's still saying that there is still some potential. But because it's so intensely emotional, you've got to bring that down so that you can then talk more about the serious issues and have adult conversations. Longer term progression. Healing signs in your mid-term future should bring you a feeling of confidence, okay, and a feeling of happiness, which is of course being amplified by the Sun card before then. Obviously the symbols all sort of interact with each other, if you get my drift, okay? It's not there yet though. So although you've got signs of happiness in your short-term future, it's not really talking about your short-term future, it's working with your mid-term future energy, okay? So your short-term future is much more to do with your conversations, making things more objective, making it more to do with, the way that you think and the way that you are in the connection that you've got, okay? Which will be hard. It's not, it's not an easy situation you've got there, but there is a feeling of progression. Okay, we got yet another love reading today. This one's for Terry, and you're inquiring about this lady who you've got very strong feelings for. Again, we'll do the standard 8-card relationship reading. Obviously, I'm shuffling like a lunatic here, just to get you the results that you're after. Okay, well, at least to try to using the tools at my disposal. Remember, of course, just as I always say, a tarot reading, a clairvoyant reading, a mediumship reading, and all the rest of that is an entertainment service, legally speaking, for obvious reasons, okay? Now, energy between yourself and this individual, not looking good so far, is it now? Now, why would that be? You haven't spoken to this individual. You haven't had the opportunity to be able to lay down some good quality boundaries there and start building things up. It feels like this is someone in your social environment, but you haven't reached that point of being able to reach out and to successfully get something back. It just doesn't feel like you're there yet. But I feel that this individual's warming to you bit by bit, warming a little further, okay, because we've got that sense of warmth overriding that feeling of interference. So you may get there, you're on the cusp of starting to see something positive from this individual, and then once you've got that, it depends upon how you play it. The ball is still in your court, remember that, okay? But the feeling's still not bad. I mean, you're not there yet, but it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, I can't turn around to you and say this is a complete and utter non-starter because I just don't feel it. Alright, if I don't feel it, I'm not going to say it. Right, your side of the reading. You're terrified you should like completely move on and completely basically, you know, but I don't really feel that that's actually necessarily an appropriate way of looking at things, because there's still like warmth, there's still this feeling of something there, despite the oh no, what if it goes pear-shaped? I mean, if it goes pear-shaped, it goes pear-shaped. Plenty more fish in the sea, and you're someone who can achieve things, okay? So don't worry about that. Yeah, it feels like you need to start connecting. You need to start connecting more and start bringing something else about. We've again got some of the same signs in the previous reading, but we've also got a few different ones there. Now, do you remember what I've been talking about the Two of Coins before? Alright, the Two of Coins speaks about a slow and steady, gradual but perceptible change, going like a bit like a straight line graph. Okay, that's the way it seems to go when you've got the Two of Coins there. Often to do with things of a material nature, but I think in this particular case, material nature means confidence. Alright, and for it to mean confidence, there must be some lack of confidence going on here. I feel that the individual you're dealing with can be a bit brash at times, but it's still someone who's got their own anxieties and fears. And I think that's something else which may get in the way. But you've got healing signs, you've got a promise of there being something else around the corner. It's difficult, but there is this feeling of bridging the gap and making it work. Okay, Rose Girl with Nilesh. Again, more relationships. Venus must be doing something up in the heavens. I mean, I'm not an astrologer, I don't work with that kind of energy, if you get my drift. But, you know, love is in the air. And in fact, a lot more of the readings I've been having over the phone recently have been very much more love-driven. I mean, when we've had problems with the economy, of course, it was all like career-driven. Will I lose my job? Am I going to get a new job? That sort of thing. Will I be able to sell the house? But now, as the spring, you know, the spring's coming along, people are turning their attention much more to love now than they've done earlier in the year. There's something funny about this time of year and romance. I really think so, okay? Let's have a quick look. Right. Well, we've got quite an interesting spread for you, okay? Force between the two of you. Bit of a sense of needing to overcome a feeling of disappointment. So where did that come from? What's it doing there? Very difficult to say. Signs on your side of things, needing to move away from isolation and to generate that moment when you can start being an empathic individual towards this person, okay? But it still isn't completely and utterly lost, because you've got that empathic, gentle drive. You're a very warm, loving individual. But the individual that you're dealing with, they see things in a bit of a different way. Okay, I'm sensing that as being much more sort of like wanting everything immediately, or to be rather black and white. So when you're talking to this individual, try and like lay it down, you know, lay it on the line, be quite direct, but also be quite gentle. Okay, in some respects you're dealing with someone who's shy. In some respects you're dealing with someone who's like PR image, you know, the way that they present themselves to the outside world can be a bit flamboyant at times. So realise the way that they behave is not necessarily the way that they think. And bear that in mind too, okay? Generally speaking, it's a curious connection, but it's also another one which still has great potential. One welcome S. Here we go. Right, so this is all about communication. You've already laid it on the line with me. You've told me this within the message itself. It's to do with communication. It's to do with communication blocks. So we'll do a chronological spread. Okay, it is still a relationship reading, but we'll do a chronological spread this time, because essentially we're dealing with the communication issues over time. So ideally we'd be looking out for the Magician card, we'd be looking out for the Star card, we'd be looking out for staff and sword symbols in some combinations, but essentially those major arcana would in fact be very, very useful right now. Right, well, it's quite an interesting spread. We don't have the Magician card coming out, which is a bit of a difficulty, but we've got signs relating to passion and pride. And passion and pride can be a good thing, because that's coming out at the end of your spread. Okay? Now, earlier on, some communication, yes, but it's not totally there, okay? Because I don't think you're singing from the same hymn sheet. I think you're looking at this from a bit of a, well, of course, you're not communicating. You know, you will get there. I mean, your longer term future prospects, I think it's not looking too bad. There's some positive signs coming out in the reading. Slow development, yes, but I believe that, you know, you can start to get some results here. So I actually feel quite happy about where this could be going in the longer term future without the shadow of a doubt. Island Derm is curious about changing location and changing jobs. Let's have a quick look. Career spread it is. Here we go. Okay, if you get a failure in your life, that's not a failure. It's an opportunity for change and growth. The reading is pointing out something dark and feeling of, oh no, what am I, you know, what's going to go on here? But that reminds me of a time in my life. You see, I was running this business a while ago, and it was a good business, and I put my heart in it, and I've invested a lot of my time, a lot of my energy, a lot of my earnings into it, and it wasn't quite going in the right direction, and I felt really, really depressed when that happened. But bam, an opportunity presented itself and I took it. And that led me into bigger and better things. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about the fact that you've got some negativity going on there, because there's also positivity further on down the line. Know when to be cautious, alright? Know when to stand back, know when to get involved at the right time. Because, these signs here, in this combination, I feel is referring to networking and who you connect with and how you make that connection happen. Because the High Priestess is a very powerful spirit sign, but it also deals with interconnectivity with other people. Okay, other people, places, and situations. There's a very strong net or web type symbol or message associated with the card. I don't know whether you can see it there. If I can show that to you without the lights glaring off the incredibly shiny surface of this obviously brand new tarot card. You can tell brand new, obviously. Just my little sense of humour, don't worry about that. Anyway, bit of a net symbol between the character's arms there. And that refers to interconnectivity between all things. So it's more like ripples on a pond, really. Okay, a small influence can have a bigger influence further on down the line. The good old-fashioned butterfly flapping its wings in one place has an impact somewhere else. You will have some big, important things to do, but it'll be going through the process of doing your normal day-to-day life. All right, and when those things happen, you will be achieving something massive long-term. So have faith in yourself, but a feeling of there being change as far as your job is concerned, your job, the nature of your job, and where you'll be living, that is very much apparent. And I think it's a question of serious new opportunities, not just the proverbial new beginnings, but this is like a serious new opportunity for yourself, which I think you should grasp. Be original, be enthusiastic, be optimistic, and realise that this is for you and for your development and change now. Okay, Taylor G, you've given me a lot of questions. That reading will take a very long time, and I don't think I'll be able to fit everybody in, okay? If you could submit the same thing as an email request on my keen.com account, I will then be happy to deal with the whole thing. I mean, you wanted like family, career, you know, money, love, basically everything on the face of the planet. Bam! You know, I can't do that on the tarot show, but I could give you an in-depth, general-ish type spread, taking into account those factors on email reading via my keen.com link, which should be down below. Okay, Lala is interested in one particular individual, and the question is predominantly about feelings. What does this person feel for Lala? So that's where, you know, that's where the focus and the pinpoint is at the moment. So let's have a quick look and see basically what is going on there, whether it's, you know, good enough, bad enough, whatever, you know what I mean? Just like focusing on all the things which are really important here. Boom, there we go. The wisdom of the universe is in the tarot. Well, that's what some people say anyway. Okay, this is an individual who can get very defensive. They see you as someone who can be rather forward, but also someone who's got the right feelings. You're dealing with someone who has a touch of ambivalence. Now, ambivalence is having two emotions at once. So they both love you and they're also afraid of you. This is an individual who respects your knowledge and your wealth and your wisdom, but is also rather confused as to their role in things, okay? Now, I've based this upon the 8-card relationship reading, but I've missed out short-term, mid-term, and long-term future. I'm just doing the basic 5 cards, 2 for you, 2 for them, and 1 in the middle. The one in the middle is the one that signifies defensiveness. Why would this individual want to defend themselves? Is it just a fear issue, or why is there a fear issue there? You need to give this person confidence. Take one step back, but carry on being friendly. You need time together, you need to build up the familiarity. And then all the other little issues, although there will still be some underlying fear issues, they may start to be eroded. That's the way I'm seeing it. But there is some good stuff there with that one individual, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, Blondie, let's have a quick look for you. Finances over 5 years. Gosh. Alright, well, let's have a quick look and see what's coming on through for you. Bear with me a second, please. It's not there for you yet. You're going to be selected for something. It looks or feels something akin to a talent contest. It's like needing to express to the outside world what you're good at and how you can do it. And then you're going to... An audition? Something of a theatrical nature, or expressing yourself to the world through a manner or a mechanism which appears to be theatrical somehow. That's what the reading is basically talking about here. Now, a strong sense of you being very much proactive and in charge. Okay, powerful, real powerful. In what manner? In the manner of someone who is almost being businesslike. It's like you're setting something up, saying, okay, well, now we're going to do it this way, and I'm going to portray myself to the outside world in this manner, and then we're going to change things further on down the line, and we're going to engage with these people, change the message of who I am. So it's like you're becoming a media individual, all right? You know, a media character of some description. And the financial signs are quite stable. Catherine M. Well, let's have a quick look. You want to see whether this person is a keeper. Alright, as in the one who's going to stay, you know, the all-important, you know, life partner. Well, let me just very quickly reiterate the difference between a soulmate connection and a life partner, okay, because they're 2 very different things. You know, you can feel wonderful sometimes with somebody. That can be a soulmate connection, but that feeling will often die down, and it has to be replaced by responsibility. And the loving energy of responsibility is actually the life partner connection, and that's the one that can literally go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But that you've got to make work. And that's what's hard. So let's have a quick look. Let's see what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. So, this is crazy. I was just thinking whilst I was laying out the cards. I know the card I would like to see if it was talking about someone being a keeper. Okay? A keeper, a keep. What is a keep? Well, it's a form of fortress. And that's for the forces between the 2 of you. That's a good omen if you're trying to turn this... Whoops. That's a good omen if you're trying to turn this into a very stable connection that's going to go on for a long period of time. A very good sign indeed. It makes me feel the, you know, the power and passion that you've got there, and the strength and stability that they've got there. Despite the fact that you're dealing with someone who's got some issues from their past, okay, it can still work out. I understand that you're feeling a bit, you know, rocky at the moment, but keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Keep your foot on the accelerator pedal, or on the gas pedal, as some people like to call it, okay? And just keep yourself cruising further forward into the future. I think that this one could make it. Well, Lydia, okay, you're going to start a business from home. Always very difficult. Always very difficult, but doable. Okay? I mean, I work from home, and I've got lots of expenses, you know, but I do manage to make it somehow. And that's partially to do with, like, internet promotions, you know, putting little cards in restaurant windows and newsagents and all the rest of it, and all these things helps me to get known in my area. That brings business to me and helps me to grow and to develop. You know, join a few networking meetings if you can, just for the educational side of things, if you can afford the time, that is, and see how it goes and it grows. Alright, here we go. Okay, there's a very strong reason why I've got the financial signs further on down the line. I mean, you did ask me about moving. I haven't seen signs relating to moving within the short-term future or the mid-term future. I don't think that's happening for you just yet. Maybe you need to be settled in this location first and get yourself stronger financially, then you can move further on. But as far as is there a threat to your stability of your accommodation, I don't think so. I just don't really feel that kind of energy is coming through for me at all, taking into account what I'm seeing and feeling here, basically speaking. But further on down the line, bam, success. A feeling of, being there is real strong. Okay. And instead of defeat or being attacked by people who are treacherous towards you, the Hanged Man being reversed is actually speaking about assistance. Okay, assistance to you. Not financial assistance, but in terms of ideas, thoughts, feelings, inspiration, perspective. And I think that you're really going to grow as a person during this time and can become real strong. So being nervous about it, I think, is important. Okay, you've got to feel nervous about your home-based business so that you can do what you have to do. Okay, get bigger, get better, get stronger, achieve more, and start to become successful enough so that you can have like foreign holidays and good quality times out, going to all the cool restaurants and all the rest of that. But all that starts basically through opening your proverbial doors to your business. So yeah, I think you're quite well placed. According to the reading, there was a good feeling that you've got a lot of knowledge and skills already. You always need to brush up on them because all self-employed people do, but it still feels very optimistic. Okay, Trisha, oh, isn't this sweet? You've been, talking online and you finally met up after all these years. And, it's like, wow, this is like really, really good stuff. So let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading says. It really makes me feel good, you know what I mean? Let's have a quick look. Okay, energy between the two of you. Well, there's still a sense of connection there. That's looking very, very good. His side of things relatively clear. Okay, he's got very few problems now. Okay, you're afraid of defeat, but the passion there is very strong. So essentially, it's still very good. Yes, I think this one could work out nicely. Does he have feelings? He's quite a calm individual. I think he experiences love in a slightly different way than you may understand it. But yes, he does love you, without the shadow of a doubt. He's really got the strong feelings there. Okay, that was coming out very apparently in this reading. Bella Swan, here we go. You want to see whether there's a new love coming into your life. You've had a disappointment recently, and you're basically looking forward to the future. It's always good to be looking forward to the future, always important to be optimistic about the way things could be working out. Alright, let's have a quick look. There we go. Oh, definite signs of change and success coming here. Yep, the Death card is very positive. It speaks about transformation. Alright, some people say, oh, it's very scary, very scary. It's all Christian symbolism. Okay, it's all Christian symbolism talking about the transformation of your soul. And so in this particular case, it's the transformation of your love life onto something which is 6 of coins. Which of course breeds success and explains success by its pure energy and a pure feeling about it. So it's a wonderful combination of signs there for your longer term future, which I think is like this summer basically. Summer of love for you. Ooh, wonderful, wonderful. Now, possible something happening within the short to mid-term future. That's not looking too bad. So essentially, there's good stuff around the corner for you. I really do sense that there is some new presence coming into your life, and it's a new presence too. Okay, it's one from Kira about Tomo. Will Tomo ever forgive you? Well, let's have a quick look and see. This will be the last reading of today because I'm running out of time and I've got to carry on with my chores and clean the bathroom and all those other fun things that single men have got to get on and do. Right. My diet's improved an awful lot recently for anyone who's interested out there. So that's probably why I've got a bit more energy today. Never mind, let's have a quick look. Yeah. The adjustment card speaks about balance and equilibrium and trying to find that balance where you can both be happy and you can incorporate understanding of each other basically into each other's lives. It's not there straight away. It is there for further on down the line. But I get the impression that he's really had to start growing up properly. Not just a little, not just in terms of how old he is, but in terms of how he thinks. Alright, it wasn't your fault. Don't let yourself blame yourself for what happened. Sure, you made some mistakes, but he's the one who's been out of balance. So allow the change to occur. I believe it will. Okay, that is the last tarot reading of today. Now, if you want your inquiry to be included in the tarot show here on this particular video blog site, okay, then the best thing to do, and remember this is free of charge, I don't offer free of charge stuff because I do this for a living, okay, I am a professional tarot reader, personal advisor, etc., okay. But the term professional means I've got bills to pay, I've got the electric to cover, water, gas, basically you name it. I've got my council tax to cover, I've got to do my food shopping. You know, I do have to charge some money for this service, which is obviously a bit of a pain. But that's the way it is, that's life, okay? So when I'm offering it for free, it's on this tarot show, and only on this tarot show, and through no other means. So if you really desperately need to have insight, you can have it. Okay, you can have it right, you know, on this show. No, it's not when you demand it. You don't send me through an email saying, I want my reading now. Okay, it doesn't work like that. I'll get the show done when I get the show done. But what I can do is you can be included in the show, and basically things can start to work out according to plan, okay? This is not on demand, but this is zero cost. So send through your request to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and I will be more than happy to add you to the rota. Once again, I wish you all a very happy Easter, or bank holiday, or whenever it is that you're watching this particular video, and I bid you good fortune and God bless. Remember, tarot reading, mediumship reading, clairvoyant reading, and all the rest of that is legally billed as an entertainment service for good, common sense reasons. Okay? You are the final decision maker in your life. You, who's watching this now, okay? Not me, nor any other reader, nor any other clairvoyant, nor any other medium, nor any other religious person at all, nor any other non-religious person at all, okay? Not any other non-spiritual person. It's down to you. Always has been and always will be. Okay? Look after yourself. Good fortune. God bless. Keep cool. Stay sane. And relax. Life's good.